who's your agent and what gym have you been training at? And then when you look at how COVID-19 affected the 2020 football season, do you feel like the 2021 class is going to have a certain mental toughness to them? Thank you.
Yep, thank you. My agent is Scott Thiel, Elite Athletic Management. He's a amazing person, as well as the other agents that are a part of the agency. It's a true family, very genuine people. Very thankful that I'm able to be with them. I've been training out in Phoenix, Arizona at Exos, which is where our agency is based out of. So I was able to be around them every day and really build relationships. And yeah, for sure, there's, this is, nobody's used to this, or by now we are, but we weren't. So nobody else has ever had to go through this stuff through a full season, with the precautions and the testing and everything that we have. So I definitely think that, looking 10 years from now, this class is going to be special because just of the mental toughness that, everybody has built to go through and play a full season and off season with the climate of the world right now. So, definitely, it's not ideal. But we, especially the Big 12, very thankful we were able to play in the fall and take advantage of a full season, able to play 10 full games. So I'm just thankful that I was able to play this fall.
Let's go next to Tyler Jeffries.
Hey, Briley, how you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. Hey, I just got a quick question for you. With you having such a scary call with that injury that resulted in you having short-term paralysis, what was your inspiration to come back and have a great season, which led to you tied for second in the Big 12 for touchdown receptions by a tight end?
Yeah. So the injury he's referring to was 2019 while I was still at Northern Iowa. Went into a hit on KOR with my head down, stumbled a little bit, kind of whiffed and just hit the top of the crown of my helmet on the back of one of my players, actually, and came out with no concussion. Like, everything was okay, but I was laying there for 15, 20 seconds, like not really able to move or know. Like, it was a crazy experience. Like, I was able there not moving. I could hear people talking to me, couldn't really respond. Fortunately I was able to fully come back, and I had to go to the hospital, but it was just because I had a little bit of pain in my neck from the hit, just precautionary. But it's almost a life-changing experience to just know like how close I really could have been to maybe never walking again, and it not being short-term and it being permanent. So it was really an eye-opening experience for me. I wasn't able to fly back with the team. I had to stay out in Youngstown, Ohio, and fly back the next day. But I knew football is my calling. This is what I'm supposed to do. I love this sport. So there was never a question on, is this, this experience gonna make me not want to play football anymore? It comes with the game, especially the way I play. I play physical, so things are going to happen, but, I'm just very blessed I was able to walk away with that situation without any major injuries or anything.
Let's go next to Kellis Robinette.
Hey, Briley, good to see you again. What do you think you did best at Pro Day today?
I think I was just able to showcase the athlete that I am. I think I jumped pretty well. I think overall I had a pretty good day. I was able to jump 37.5 on the vert, 10.3 on the broad, 26 bench. Not sure 100% on the numbers while we were out there. I know one of the 40 numbers I heard was 4.64. Would have liked to have been a little bit faster on that and hitting in the high 4.5s, but I think just, the biggest thing I was able to do is overall just show the type of athlete I am. I think routes went really well, and just show that, from whether it's strength or speed, change of direction, anything like that, I'm, able to do. things at a high level, and really show my versatility as a tight end, obviously, but just overall as an athlete.
What are your expectations for the draft? Do you have a certain round in mind you think you might go in yet?
Like Wyatt said, I'm the same way. I haven't really, I don't try to think about it too much. It's fun to look at mock drafts and stuff, but those don't mean anything. And the way that the draft is, you never know until it happens. Like, I've heard stories, guys going in thinking, hearing they're going to be a 3rd or 4th round pick going in, and all of a sudden they're a free agent. They'll call you and say, okay, we're going to take you with this pick. And all of a sudden you don't get a call and free agency is here. Like, so whatever it is, whether it's earlier, whether it's later, whether it's a free agent, a team's going to get the same me. I'm going to come in and compete to make a 53-man roster and do what I can for a team. Like Wyatt said too, the higher the better, the more financial stability you get, and a little bit safer when it comes to fall camp. But at the end of the day, you can make it from anywhere. And with my journey in football, I think everything that I've done is I had to work hard and make nothing into something, and I plan to do that, whether it's, like I said earlier, late, free agent.
Cool. Thanks, Briley. Good luck.
Yep, appreciate you.
Go to Karen Kornacki.
Hi, Riley.
Hello.
You Blue Springs guy, you.
Yes, ma'am.
So the Kansas City Chiefs, and have you talked to them at all?
I was able to talk with them briefly at one of the All-Star event that I went to about a month and a half ago.
And they've had a history of tight ends, from Tony
sure.
Gonzalez to Travis Kelce, and so
For
when you
sure.
look and pattern yourself and you try to get tips, have you looked at the Kansas City Chiefs to up your game?
Oh, without a doubt. I live 10, 12 minutes away from the Chiefs Stadium right now. I grew up going to Chiefs games. I've went to Chiefs games the past couple of years. I mean, I grew up watching Tony Gonzalez before I ever knew I was going to play the tight end position, and I just love the way that he played the game. And he's one of my earliest inspirations to football. And then in comes Travis Kelce, and the best tight end in the NFL right now. I've been able to really study a lot of his film over the past couple of years and take things from his game and implement it into mine. You want to learn from the best and learn from those players. So, whenever you have a guy like Travis Kelce, a guy like Tony Gonzalez in Kansas City, you definitely pay attention and take notice. And I like to steal things from their game and add it to mine, because they do and did it at such a high level.
And lastly, just what kind of feedback have you been getting? Whether you've got any today, what are you working on from now until the draft? And thank you very much. It's so nice to see you.
Hey, I appreciate your time, you being on here. I heard a lot of good things today. I think I was able to surprise people with my numbers on almost everything that we did today, which is great. I've lost about 10, 11 pounds over the past 9 weeks, mainly all body fat, which is nice. I'm slimmer. I came in at 240 today. I played this season right around 250. So I had, a few scouts, tell me I look good. I made the right changes over the past couple of weeks, but no, everything's been good to this point, especially the things that I have today. So going into this next phase, the numbers I was able to put up today, I can go to sleep tonight knowing that, if May 1st comes around and I don't get a call during the draft or, whatever it is, I can go to sleep tonight knowing that it's not because I didn't do everything I could at Pro Day, because, I feel confident in what I did, and God is amazing for allowing me to be here, just even in this position. I thank him for allowing me to go out there and showcase my skills the way that I was able to today. And I mean, I did what I needed to do in my head. So, it's up to them what they do with those numbers. So I'll just be focusing on, more football training over the next few weeks and a few months, and be ready the first time that I can, step on somebody's facility and get going as a football player. Thank you.
go next to Herbie Teope.
Hey, Briley, how are you, man? And thanks for taking the time to do this with us.
Hey, I'm great. I appreciate your time. How are you?
Hey, I'm well, thanks. Basically the same question I'm going to ask you that I asked Wyatt earlier. Obviously, you were one of two Wildcats to get invited to Indianapolis for the Combine. And what do you think is your biggest regret right now, not being able to showcase your skill set on a national stage and compete against the other tight ends across the country?
Yeah, I mean, it was a dream of mine since I was a little kid to go to the Combine. So once I had seen a couple people on Twitter, got the Combine invite. I was taking a shower, checked my phone, and it wasn't like I hadn't gotten it yet. Checked my spam on my on one of my old email addresses from back when I was at Northern Iowa, and it was in there. So my uncle, his wife, and my fiance were all out in the living room, and all of a sudden they hear me start screaming while I'm in the shower. And I told him I got it. So I mean, that was just absolutely amazing. Like, that was really a dream come true to receive that. So obviously it's not fun not being able to be there and get that experience, but at the end of the day, it's what made today so important. And I believe that I was able, like I said, to put up numbers that I can go to sleep comfortably with tonight. And can't affect it. It's not something I could have changed. It's not something any of the other 300 and so players could have changed. So it is what it is.
And my final question, you mentioned studying Tony Gonzalez and Travis Kelce. So I'm going to assume that you're a film junkie, or you consider yourself to be a film junkie. What other tight ends have you taken a hard look at as you try to mold your game or pattern your game or take the best out of somebody and incorporate it into your style?
Yeah, one of the biggest outside of those two would be George Kittle with the Niners, just because of his emphasis in the run game just as much as receiving. And I think that's one of the biggest things that I bring to an NFL roster going into this draft is, I can be the point of attack in the run game, and you can run the ball right behind me. And, if the game's on the line, you can throw me the ball. If it's third and long, I want to be the one that's called. If it's third and short, I want to be where you run the ball. That's my mentality. And that's the mentality that he takes. He's a hard working, gritty person. And that's the approach that I take, to the field also. So he's one of the biggest guys I've been able to watch, both receiving and run blocking.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Let's go to Griffin Floyd.
Hey, Briley, you said that, physicality is a big part of your game. Do you focus on blocking, or is that, a way that you can set yourself apart to NFL teams?
Yeah. Coming into this season, if you asked me, I would have said that I, just from film, would be considered more of a receiving tight end. But, now going into after, this season at Kansas State, it's funny because when I talk to scouts, some will say, oh yeah, you're a good receiving tight end that, we didn't know you could block that well. And then I talk to some and they're like, yeah, you're a great run blocking tight end. And I was surprised at how well you were in the receiving game. And it's just like, I love to hear that because it shows the versatility that I was talking about. So I think, I emphasized that was one of the biggest things I worked on this past year, especially whenever COVID shut everything down, was I emphasized run blocking because, quite frankly, when I chose Kansas State, I told myself, this is where I need to go, because if I can't block at that level, I can't play in the NFL. And if I can't block, I'm not going to see the field there because of how much they emphasize the run game, even before the passing game sometimes. So it was, betting on myself and the emphasis that I put this offseason to just work and improve myself as a player. And, like I said, I think I love whenever I hear different things from different scouts because that just goes to show the versatility I believe that I have.
Awesome. Thank you, Briley, and good luck.
Yeah, thank you.
Let's go last here to Ryan Black.
Briley, hey, how you doing today?
Great. How are you?
Doing pretty well. Well, just as you're getting closer and closer to when the draft is going to be, and then how things work out there, just how long have you thought about the opportunity to get to play in the NFL?
Since I was old enough to know what the NFL was. I mean, I can see me when I couldn't have been older in first grade. I remember watching football and telling my grandpa that I was going to be there one day, and that was going to be me whenever I'd see teams play. So it's been my dream, my passion, and what I felt was my calling since I was just a little kid, and now it's coming into fruition. It's just like, I mean, this is just amazing. Like it's just a true blessing.
And then, Briley, I remember during one of the press conferences that we had with you during the football season last fall, you had mentioned, because you were asked a question about K-State recruiting and specifically the tight end position. How much pride do you take in the fact that, I mean, I would say that K-State, part in landing the guy they did, Daniel Amaterbebe, probably came from seeing what they did with you last fall.
Yeah. Just to reiterate what I've said about Kansas State is just like this offense is built for tight ends, using 2 to 3 tight ends or 2 tight ends and a fullback in majority of the formations. I was actually able to work with his brother as I was out at EXO. So I haven't met him, but I've met his brother. I know that they're just great people. So I'm actually really excited for him and excited for the other tight ends that are at Kansas State, because, this is, like I said, it's a great place for tight ends, and, they're going to showcase the tight ends for sure. So I'm excited to see how that goes for them. And I'm excited to see how, my time at Kansas State has prepared me for NFL offense, which, tight ends are becoming one of the focal points there as well. So I'm very excited for that. Very thankful for my time at Kansas State.